What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk. And yo, we're doing it a little different today because usually I put out a tweet and you guys send me your opinions. But the news has broken, yeah, that Ed Woodward's been speaking to Rio Ferdinand about the DoF position. And loads of people been losing their shit online. And Rio's getting a lot of abuse. And you know what's funny, yeah? It's very stupid. And I'm going to tell everyone why it's stupid, because there's a lot of fans out there. At the beginning, they were like, we want our club back. All of these fucking passionistas, blood, that's what I call these, man. We want our club back. Woodward don't know what he's doing. We need Manchester United people at the club. You get Oli Solskjaer. You're possibly getting Rio Ferdinand. And you're fucking complaining, bruv. And you know what? I'm sick of these people, you know, because they don't know shit about football. Everything's passion is how they feel, bruv. You look at the biggest clubs at the moment, man are saying, oh, we want Van der Sar. Van der Sar's the CEO at Ajax. He's not the fucking DOF. The DOF is Marc Overmars. Marc Overmars didn't have no fucking experience as a director of football before he got the Ajax job. The only experience he had was as a youth coach. Ollie's been a youth coach at United, so it would be like Ollie getting the director of football job. That don't qualify you to be a DOF. Edwin van der Sar's the CEO. He used to catch footballs for a living, bruv. He weren't qualified to be CEO if man are talking about experience. So this thing about Rio, us needing a man with experience or Rio not being experienced, this is bullshit, bruv. Ajax are on their best run in a very long time. They've underachieved in Europe for many, many years. I'd say decades. I can't remember the last time Ajax got to the semi-finals of the Champions League. Can't remember. They probably still had Ruud Gullit playing for them. You know, like that. And now these men are doing bits with two relatively inexperienced people that were given a chance in a role that probably they wouldn't have got at a bigger club. And Ajax are a massive club in terms of heritage and all of that. They're huge. They're one of the biggest clubs in the world, up there with your AC Milans and that. But I'm talking on currently where they're ranked in football, bruv. I'm not talking about heritage, because their heritage is as rich as anyone's. If it was a bigger club like a Bayern Munich or something like that, they don't give the CEO job to a man that's got no experience. They simply don't, innit? So these men were given a chance, and now they've got Ajax on a beautiful run at the moment. So when people are like, yeah, but Rio's not experienced, what the fuck does that even mean, bruv? What does it mean? Don't think that Ed Woodward hasn't looked at the structure of Bayern Munich, who their director of football is Sally Hamicic, who used to play for them. He hasn't looked at Barcelona, who got Eric Abidal, who's an ex-player as well. Marc Overmars used to play for Ajax. Don't think that Ed Woodward hasn't looked at the setup of these clubs when making the decisions about who he's going to bring in. I'm not saying he's going to bring in Rio, but what I'm saying is, yeah, it's not Ed Woodward. That's a big fucking win, bruv, straight away. Two, don't think that he hasn't looked around and saying, you know what, this is how these men are doing it. I'm going to restructure it this way. If he brings Phelan in, because they want Phelan as a football director to oversee the academy and all of that. So just to make sure the same kind of ethos is kept, the same kind of football is kept, etc., etc. That's what them man have at Barcelona. That's what them man have at Ajax. That's why they play the same football from fucking under sevens all the way up to the first team. So it's clear that Ed Wood was trying to implement something similar. So before man start jumping the gun and chatting shit, don't think that these men haven't fucking looked into it, bruv. Like, how naive are you to think that Ed Woodward is just winging this, blood? Like, he's not a football man, but he's a businessman. And he knows that it makes business sense. The reason why Rio is probably the best fucking candidate, let me tell you why Rio's the best candidate. One, he's in the 21st fucking century. If it was Roy Keane's name, enough of you man would have been going mad. But guess what? Roy Keane don't know shit about shit, bruv. He's a failed manager. You know what I'm saying? He's a hyper-masculine dickhead, bruv. I don't care. He's a club legend, yes, but Roy Keane still thinks it's 1990. He does. He thinks that showing passion is running around kicking people and snapping legs, bruv. That's not passion, that's thuggery, bruv. That's what he is. That's exactly what he is. He's a thug, bruv, whether you like it or not. So I don't give a fuck what he's done for the club. He's a club legend. That's cool. I can separate the footballer from the man, innit? Just like I can separate the footballer Ryan Giggs, who was one of my heroes growing up, to the man that fucked his fucking his brother's missus, bruv. I can separate that, innit? And I can separate Captain Fantastic Roy Keane from the prick that I see sitting on TV chatting absolute shit. So if Roy Keane was put forward for this job, bare people would have been like, yeah, Roy Keane, bring this back. He's a failed manager. Failed manager. My man couldn't do it at Nottingham Forest. Couldn't do it at Sunderland, bruv. His first signing for Man United would be Lee fucking Catamol, bruv. That's the kind of guy he is. I don't want him nowhere near our club. Nowhere near. So a lot of men are saying, yeah, Rio's not experienced. Rio is young. He's a progressive footballer. Like, he understands talent. He was telling man about Jadon Sancho way before any of you man knew who he was. Rio's from South London, just like Jadon. If Rio picks up the phone as DoF and says, Jadon, come to Manchester United, the deal's done. Rio will have the respect of the younger generation, because the younger generation, they don't need someone like Roy Keane ringing their phone, blood. Roy Keane, nah. You know what I'm saying? That ain't my generation. Man like Roy Keane with this toxic masculine bullshit behaviour, you ain't getting man coming to play for you. You're not. It's that simple, bruv. If you're a young footballer, you don't want Roy Keane ringing your phone, blood. You don't. It's that simple. Rio Ferdinand's stylish and image matters. Rio Ferdinand's a successful businessman, bruv. That guy's got restaurants. He was on the social media wave before everyone. When all these other men were on their fuckeries, Rio had an online magazine. Man had fucking, he had the 5 hats. He had the fashion, the brands. He's a fashionable, stylish guy that understands that football has moved forward. He understands the brand of the club as well as the fabric of the club. He's as big a football fan as any of them, man, bruv. When Man United are scoring goals, he's the one jumping up in the studio. He's the one chatting shit and giving it to man on TV, bruv. You know what I'm saying? So he loves the club just as much as the fucking Fergie fledglings that everyone loves so much. But it comes without the bullshit that these men come from, because most of these men have got issues, bruv. Gary Neville's got issues. I love Scholesy, but he's hella sometime-ish. Sometimes I agree with man. It sounds like it's coming from a good place, and then sometimes it just sounds hella bitter. Roy Keane's been sounding bitter. Do you see what I'm saying? So Rio Ferdinand ticks every single box. He ticks it from the style element, the fashion element. He ticks it from the fact that he's progressive. The kind of players that he talks about, the Jadon Sanchos, the Mbappes, the Varans, those are the kind of guys he'll be trying to bring to the club. There's no danger of Rio Ferdinand sanctioning the signing of Mandzukic and fucking Willian and ballers of that ilk. It's not going to happen. Rio was a centre-back. He was a Rolls Royce, but my man liked to play football the right way. He likes players with style, with swagger, that need to play for Manchester United, fam. Rio's not going to be signing no robotic fucking hatchet men. The kind of men that Roy Keane will fucking build his team around. He'll have us looking like Sunderland. So when man say that Rio ain't qualified to do that job, that is nonsense, bruv. That is nonsense. From a brand point of view, Ed Wood was probably looking at it saying, yo, this is a stylish guy. He gets it. You know what I mean? He's kind of young. He's in with the cool kids, but he's got a business mind as well, bruv. Because don't get it twisted, this is still a business. The whole ex-player thing, it works. It definitely works, bruv. And you need to keep that in the club. Bare you man were like, oh, like we need the ex-players in. And I agree to a certain point, because we can't allow the club to go down the Mourinho route again, where we go so far away from our fucking heritage and away from our ethos and what we believe in, like what I grew to love about this club as a fan. That's why I believe someone like a Rio Ferdinand, also with someone like a Patrice Evra in there as well, because these men love the club, but they're not fucking backwards, blood. Do you see what I mean? When I see Evra on social media and that, even though he does some wild shit, it shows me that he understands that the world has moved forward. People like Gary Neville and fucking Roy Keane that don't like seeing footballers on social media and all these things, all that tells me is these pricks need to get out of their house more. Because you don't want to see footballers on social media, but you're sitting in front of a fucking television camera taking money, bruv. What's the difference? The audience that you're reaching is probably just as much. The only difference is you're getting paid to do it. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like these fans that don't like fan channels and that, but they sit and they watch fucking Match of the Day. and fucking goals on Saturday and Soccer Saturday and that. What's the difference? The only difference is, instead of listening to the opinions of people like you, you're listening to the opinions of experts. But they're not really fucking experts, are they, bruv? Because you can be a very good footballer and know fuck all about football, bruv. It happens. Most of these men don't make good managers. Like, so when Roy Keane's sitting there giving man punditry and analysis of a game, if you're so good at analysing the game, why are you such a shit manager for? Do you see what I'm saying? So, with that in mind, just because you played ball, that don't mean that you know what go on, innit? And Rio knows what's going on. So, this whole premise that we need someone experienced, Maureen was an experienced manager. His experience didn't make us any better, bruv. It didn't make the football no better. It didn't make his recruitment better. Because man can say about all the different structures and that. The bottom line is, he gave Woodward a list of Lukaku and Morata, bruv. And Woodward secured Lukaku. Both of them man are scud ballers. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't think you can give Rio a list of Lukaku and Morata and he's not laughing in your face. Do you see what I'm saying? Nah. So, with that in mind, I think it's a brilliant move if it happens. I honestly do. I think we need a fresh approach to this player thing. And I think, obviously, Rio, being brethren with Ollie as well, it just makes everything cool. Man is saying bringing Mitchell and that. Yeah, that's cool. Mitchell's Poch's guy. And he has been. Do you know what I'm saying? If you could bring in a man that understands football, understands the brand, understands the club, already has a relationship with the manager, what is the problem, guys? Let me know what you think in the comments. That's just my fucking 5 pence because I'm tired of it, bruv. I'm tired of this shit on Twitter. It's like, if it was Gary Neville's name in the hat, if it was fucking Roy Keane's name in the hat, if it was any of them other man, them boot cut wearing man, bruv, man wouldn't be complaining. But because it's Rio, in their head it's like, oh yeah, but no. You man are on this romantic thing. I'm not on this romance. Fuck a romance. I'm on proven winners' blood. And at the end of the day, I want to see progression. I want to see Manchester United move into the 21st century. I'm not trying, that's why I said I didn't want to see Mick Phelan as a director of football, because he's an old man blood. I don't care. I don't give a fuck what we did under Fergie and that blood. Fergie, now in this era of football, couldn't be managing players the same way, playing the same formations. He will get slapped all over the place. It's that simple. Like, football moves forward, innit? Like, man have to catch up to that. I'm tired. Man, them living in the past, bruv. I'm tired of the past. I want to see new shit. Kenny Dalglish didn't do shit at Liverpool. Jurgen Klopp's doing all kinds of bits, blood. He wasn't romantically involved in the club, bruv. Not everyday romance, fam. Not everyday romance. It's just like with the Anthony Martial thing that I did on the Flex and Rant show. Man are like, oh, it's unacceptable and this, that and the other. Bro, understand this. Just because I understand why someone does something, it doesn't mean I condone it, innit? It doesn't mean I condone it. I don't condone Anthony Martial openly showing that he's vexed. But what I do understand is that you're better than the man that's been playing shit for 4 months and he's getting shoehorned into the team ahead of you in your position, even with his shoulder strapped up when you should be playing. I understand why you're vexed, rude boy. Maybe you shouldn't have behaved like that, but you know what? As a man, we're only human. I can't tell you how you should or shouldn't behave, blood. Do you see what I'm saying? So fuck all that. Fuck the romance. Fuck all this shit. Man, have to look at it. We have to look at it. 2020 vision. Rio Ferdinand is a very, very good fucking option. Another name I heard was Darren Fletcher. I don't want Darren Fletcher, blood. Because I've seen man play football. It was very uninspiring. So I'm not really trying to see who he's going to sign. You know what I'm saying? If you're Jadon Sancho, if you're Ndombele, if you're Wan-Bissaka, blood, if Darren Fletcher rings you on the phone, it's very uninspiring, cuz. Do you know what I'm saying? So I hope Rio does get the position. I'm 100% behind Rio Ferdinand. I'm 100% behind Oli Solskjaer. I'm 100% behind what I think that Ed Wood was trying to do. And until I see who these men bring in the summer and what movement's going on, I am not giving up hope on these men, bruv. So let me know in the comments section what you think. And yeah, like, are you Rio in? Are you no for Rio? Do you man still want Paul Mitchell, bruv? Let me know, innit? Like, these are your shows. I appreciate the feedback, man. I feel like this one's gonna be tasty, man. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you add me up on the socials at Rants and Bants on Twitter and Instagram. And yeah, I was going to say I'll see you on Thursday, but fuck, if there's more breaking news, you might see my ass again, bruv. But until then, it's your next Rants Red Talk on Thursday. Make sure you also go over to the United Stand, check out the Flex and Rant show and also the WTF show on Amazon Prime or Ultimate Football on YouTube. Man's been active.